Welcome back to everybody. This is JP Trades. Let's do a quick update on Euro USD. Let's zoom in a little bit here because we had one of our levels just smashed perfectly. We had this very refined order block inside these bigger order blocks, which was really 3 order blocks on top of each other from 3 different time frames. And we had those lovely key levels here. You would have taken a nice long from that area. You would be up about 15R right now. Wow, it's an amazing trade. However, I do see this going up and knocking out these high time frame key levels. So you're looking at maybe an 18 to maybe a 20R, somewhere around that. That is an amazing swing trade there. Now, what am I looking for next? Honestly, we could put in some kind of top here and come back down to mitigate this old range to then go higher and continue this, right? So that's what we're looking at now. Let's go to the daily time frame because we need to see what's going on. The higher time frame structure here. So let's take it from the very, very top. That is your daily structure. So if we get above this high right here, you're going to break daily structure, and that's going to be a mega swing trade. So at that point, I would look for somewhere around here. If we do get above here, I'm going to look for some kind of demand to take us up to this high. We have a nice wick gap here. A nice daily order block here. So this could potentially come all the way back down at some point, mitigate this area, and then we'll start to see something like this here. Actually, let's go back to that daily really quick. Let's analyze some volume. Yeah, it's breaking out. Very nice. Let's take a look at our bigger range here. Okay, so you are above point of control, which is very bullish. Yeah, I'm bullish on EU right now. Okay, so let's take a look at some of our new levels. First things first. I'm going to grab a screenshot here. Grab a couple of them. Post those in the Discord. You can now hide this. And let's start mapping out some levels. I'm going to take this off of our chart now. I'm going to leave these on, the bigger ones, because it's not fully mitigated just yet, at least not for me. Not enough. So let's start here. I'm going to go back to that daily. We have a massive block. Don't necessarily like using massive order blocks. However, here's what it is sometimes. I'm not going to use that one. Already have two there. That's plenty. I don't like to dirty up the charts too much. Yeah, that'll work for me. Y'all are welcome to draw those in if you will. Um, that's it for me on that. All right. We are all set up now. Actually, do one more thing. One more check. One more check. Set that in there. Nice. Still some nice levels below us. Okay. I'm going to check this out. I've had this on my chart, I think, since April or something like that. I've been watching this power of three play out here, but in the ultimate power of three here, still expecting to get up to this high. At very least, take out this internal high here, then have a nice crash. We do see the beginning of a potential Wyckoff model here. So you got to watch that for sure. But we could be potentially making one on the bottom side as well. Yeah, I would expect to move above this high today, to be honest with you. Above this high. I would expect to bust right through it or SFP it, of course. You always have to watch for that. So let's create some plans. All right. So we're hitting a supply level now. We could absolutely put in a top here. It's not out of the question. Hold on just 1 second. I got to check on a trade. All good. All good. So, yeah. So, maybe this is going to take the high and then do something like this, come back down to here where VWAP is, and then continue on its merry way. Or you might just see some further downside here today. This is a nice level with these high time frame key levels here. Let's take a volume pool. Okay. I like that. Very value area high with the CWAP and the order block here. So we could come down, find support here. And VWAP, well, come over like that. Maybe just comes a little quicker. So watch for that VWAP order block value area high bounce. So this is going to be the next short level. Of course, watch for your shorts here, but you don't have very far to go. It would just be a scalp for me because, of course, things are bullish here, right? Everything is bullish. Go back to the 4 hour. Where's the 4 hour high? Yeah, so I would be looking to take SFPs or breach this high, going to that level and do something like that. But this is probably going to be a higher time frame move. So you might not see this happen like in 15 minutes, right? This might happen. It could happen over a week. You know, we could get up here. We someone really starts to start a bigger distribution here. So have to be cognizant of these higher time frame levels and structures to understand that when we get to these structures, things don't have to happen fast. And EU doesn't really move that fast either. So you have time. Let's pull back up to a 4 hour real quick. I do want to run some volume from here. Yeah, ultimately, these could give you a nice bounce, but I like this area better. So even if we were to come up here, come down here, I think this would be something like this, and then come down here for this like next higher low on the higher time frames, and then start moving up again. So I like this area. This area is all right, but probably keep it a scalp. And this is the ultimate area right here in this order block. All right, that is it for EU. I will keep y'all updated.